Hi, this is Stu Man Rides. Today we're here at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway and I get to ride the Kramer HKR EVO2R. Okay, so today we're out at Chuckwalla. We're riding the Kramer HKR EVO2R. And the big primary focus of this bike is its weight. It's a single cylinder KTM LC4 motor. It's a 690 out of the Super Duke. It's got a reworked cylinder head and ultra lightweight and extremely strong piston and connecting rods. The air box is all custom with a resonator chamber, so this thing's actually putting out about 80 horsepower. And the whole bike weighs like 274 pounds curb weight. So this is even lighter than the BMW that we rode last time. It's extraordinarily light. Steel trellis frame. We have a composite tail section that includes the gas tank. So the gas tank is actually part of the support for the rider. So that really helps reduce weight as there really is no subframe. The subframe is the gas tank. Also helps keep the weight on the bike nice and low. We have a steel trellis frame. We have great components on the entire bike. What looks to be the gas tank up here on the top is actually just an air box. So all this space that would normally be heavy metal is actually a composite. All the bodywork on the bike is fiberglass, but it's carbon reinforced. So it's super strong yet super light. Again, top end componentry all around, comes with frame sliders, rear sets. Everything that you see on this bike is the way it comes. So straight from the factory, which is a very small factory, by the way. This bike is hand built. So they put the frame together, the swing arm, all the components. They get the motor from KTM, and they build a fantastic motorcycle. This thing's absolutely beautiful, and I'm very thankful that John Glefke is letting me ride this thing. John got the bike, I think it was at the end of last year, and he was competing in the Sound of Thunder Championships in Arma and ended up winning that championship riding a KTM. And then towards the end of the year, he purchased this motorcycle and was able to set his fastest lap times. This thing has got a really high-end spec on it. So we'll start at the front of the bike. First off, all WP suspension. So we have WP front forks, fully resprung and revalved by the guys at GP Suspension. The rear suspension on this bike is a WP shock with a KMC link system. It's all adjustable ride height, and John's had the guys at GP Suspension go through and the shock for his weight and for better performance as well. The brakes on the bike, it's a full Brembo setup, so you can see nice Brembo monoblock calipers on the front end. Pretty large rotors for a bike this size. The difference between John's bike and other Kramers, there's two versions. There's an R version, which this is, which has actually two front brakes on it. The lower spec bike only has a single caliper and rotor on one side. So this one actually has the caliper and rotors on both sides. So moving on back, again, bodywork on the bike is all fiberglass, but it's carbon reinforced. So super lightweight, super strong. Up front, we have just basically a tack is the only instrumentation, and John's lap timer. He's got an AIM Solo on here, so GPS lap times. Makes it real easy to kind of track your progress when you're out on the track. Frame on this bike is full steel trellis frame, hand built by the guys at Kramer. Really nicely done with all the welds on it, very smooth. This has a SST exhaust on it, Dimag wheels, and getting up front towards the motor, again, we have the KTM motor in it. It's all fuel injected, and one of the really nice things about this bike, very similar to the BMW that I rode, is all the mapping and engine braking and everything is all adjustable. So you can plug a laptop into this bike, you can set up how you want your throttle curve to behave. You can set the engine braking, set your fuel mapping, and all that sort of stuff. So very adjustable as far as the electronics go. It's got a really nice steering damper on the front. High-end clip-ons. You can see John's got the brake protector on there, so if you get too close to somebody else, you're not going to have your front brake hit. So yeah, again, this motorcycle is beautifully put together, everything you need to go racing. All right, so now that we've done the overview of the bike here, I think it's time to go out and ride it on the track and see how it performs. just got off the track riding the Kramer, and the motorcycle's amazing. Seems like I say that a lot. I kind of raved about the BMW, but you know, this bike is so light. The moment I got on it, I felt comfortable. I mean, you can lean the thing over until the pegs are dragging, and it feels 100% stable. It's just so easy to steer. John's got a lot of the engine braking on the bike mapped out of it, so the first thing I noticed when I got on the track is the bike rolls. It doesn't slow down when you let off the throttle. It rolls into the corners really fast, which is perfect for this bike because that's what it's made to do. When you lean at the over, it felt super planted, like it was on rails. I've ridden other bikes with the trellis frame, and I think the flex of that frame just gives you a really good feeling when you're on the edge of the tire. So it just immediately inspires confidence. Within 2 laps, I felt like 100% confident, could ride the bike pretty darn hard, and felt like I was doing some pretty decent lap times on it. So yeah, I mean, the big thing about this bike, again, is the weight. When I was pushing it out to film the video this morning, it felt like I was pushing a bicycle. When you get on it on the track and you start riding it around, it's like a GP bike. The thing is so ridiculously light. You go to turn it in the corner and the bike turns just thinking about it. You barely have to put any pressure on the handlebars, and the bike snaps over practically instantaneously. So you think about turning and the bike turns. And when you do turn it, you can put it straight to your knee, lots and lots of lean angle, and with complete confidence that the bike's gonna stick. So the engine on it is super smooth. I think I was probably revving it way higher than I should have been. I was running it in the upper rev range. I think with the single, you probably would be much better off to leave it at a lower RPM, which I started to figure out as I rode it. When you run it gear higher, the bike rolls into the corners even faster, and you can maintain that momentum. So the engine's amazing, really good power. 80 horsepower on a bike this light is pretty serious horsepower. I mean, yeah, GSX-R 1000 is 200 horsepower or something, but this kind of bike, 80 horsepower, is really good power to weight ratio. So yeah, again, I can't say enough positive things about the bike. It really was amazing. I really want to thank John for letting me ride his bike. I also want to thank Track Days for letting me go out and ride during the track days and film this video. So thanks to Dustin Pointer and Track Days. If you like the video and you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. Throw up a like. If you have any comments, if you want to discuss the bike, please add anything to the comments section and I'll respond as quickly as I can. So thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it.